Making fish sauce is a pretty straightforward mission. It can be as simple as combining all your ingredients together, leaving them alone for a few weeks to ferment, develop and mature in the dark. What you end up with is a salty, funky, umami bomb of flavor that is great as a marinade, in salad dressing, for stir fries, or simply for adding savoriness to dishes. Once made, fewer things in the kitchen compared to the potency and flavor of fish sauce. Today, we're making a fish sauce using matemba, also known as omena, a freshwater sardine native to the waters of Lake Tanganyika in East Africa. Matemba are typically enjoyed across the continent, especially in regions with large freshwater lakes from Zimbabwe and Mozambique all the way up to Kenya and Rwanda through Zambia and Malawi. Matemba are tiny, a quality that makes them easy to process and preserve through salting and sun drying. They are often a staple across many tribes and ranges because once preserved, they travel easily and keep for a very long time. Their size and salt content are what make them so easy and convenient to ferment into a fish sauce. This is what we'll be leveraging today. Because the fish are so tiny, there is no need to dress, fillet or chop them up beforehand. Just grab 125 grams of dried matemba and combine with a tablespoon of mufushwa in a 500 milliliter tub. The mufushwa add a herbal earthy note to the overall flavor profile. Drop in 1 ripe chilli and a smashed clove of garlic for a little bit of heat. Finally, add 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and to this whole mix of ingredients, add water until everything's just barely covered and starts to float. Cover everything with clingfilm, weight it down with a small ramekin or plastic lid. This will create an anaerobic environment absent of oxygen that promotes the growth of useful anaerobic bacteria for our fermentation while limiting the growth of contaminating bacteria and molds. Cover the whole container with a lid and ferment in the dark for 3 days at room temperature. It may be wise to wrap everything with clingfilm here because fish sauce has a robust aroma that will intensify over time. After the 3-day initial fermentation, move everything to the fridge and allow a much slower fermentation process for up to 6 weeks if you are in a rush, and up to a few years if you are patient enough and looking for a more developed and nuanced flavor profile. Feel free to taste the sauce as you go along, every few weeks or so, and once you are happy with the flavor, pass the liquid through a fine mesh cloth and bottle and seal it well. If you stand the bottle for a few more weeks in the fridge, all the solids will sink to the bottom, leaving you with a clearer sauce at the top that you can decant out while leaving the particulates behind. And there you have it. 6 simple ingredients, an assist from nature, and time is all it takes to make this miracle happen. Store your sauce in the fridge for ready use over several months, or you can freeze it away in the freezer for a much longer shelf life. I like to add a little fish sauce to blander cuts of meat like chicken breast. Just a little bump in flavor without having to do much else. Pamsoroi.